Hi, I'm Chris Adams. Welcome to Guitar in Fourth Gear, Perfect Fourths Tuning, Part 23, Major Triad Inversions. So the goal of Guitar in Fourth Gear is to use Perfect Fourths Tuning to simplify patterns and help experienced guitarists move from caged box-based thinking to intervallic understanding, and to relearn guitar from first principles thinking, so thinking more from intervals up instead of patterns down, and replace the patterns with a more free approach to the guitar, and help make music a lifelong learning project for its own sake. So what is perfect fourths tuning? It's basically the same as standard tuning, except on this guitar I'm tuned up to P4 top up, which is E, A, D, G, C, F. So tuning at the 5th fret all the way across. It makes your shapes the same everywhere, which is we've gone over in other videos. By the end of this lesson, you're going to learn to play Triads Inversion on single string sets. So 3 strings, the inversion of the triad through it. So simple inversions, I guess you could say. So there's going to be a link to a Triads worksheet in the description. So this works across all 4 triad types: major, minor, diminished, and augmented. For this video, we're going to work on the major triad. And we're going to take the same shapes we've already discussed in previous videos, if you've seen them, and we're going to extend them across the neck in different octaves. So the major triad has 3 inversions. All triads have 3 inversions. So this example, we're going to go from we're going to be, in this case, it's E flat. So here's the first inversion from 6th fret. So root, major 3rd, perfect 5th. And then we can move up to the 9th, to the 10th fret, starting on the 3rd note of the chord, and then we can go to the 13th fret, and we can see on the way in the right-hand column, they're all stacked together. So the same strings, just moving up the inversions of the chord. So as you're playing the inversion of the chord, it's good to hear them as an entire thing, but you can also play them as partially. All right, so now we're going to shift over to C major. So let's kind of recenter our ears for this. So this is the whole thing drawn out. So it might be a little bit overwhelming to see everything at once, but it's 3 notes: the root, the major 3rd, and the 5th. And it's the same thing over and over again. So there's on this whole pad, on the whole grid over here, there's just 3 shapes. So this part here is set up like the fingerboard. So if you're looking at it, low to high. And this over here is a little bit more like traditional what you see in a book, vertically. Hopefully this is a helpful way to see it. So let's start here with the root position, first inversion, and second inversion. So here, the root position for C, we're going to start on the 8th fret. So you can see it on either part. So you think of this like C shape and caged, really. And then we're going to move on to, whoops, what did I do wrong? Help me out. Should be the 12th fret, so sorry. So we're going to start, so we're going to go to the 8th fret. And then we're going to go up, we're going to find this, the 3rd, on the 12th fret here. So that's the second one up. And then for the 3rd one up, we're going to go we're going to start on the 5th. So that's the second inversion. So here we go again. So first inversion at the 7th fret. Whoops. Let me get it cleaner. Let's practice more. That's hard for me for some reason. Then this is the one I go to all the time. First inversion and second inversion. Okay? So now we take the same shape and we're just going to go over one set of strings, and now we're starting on the first position. So we started here with a root position. So the root position starts on the root, 3rd, 5th. And we're going to start on the 3rd position, which is 3rd, root, 3rd, 5th root. So this octave. So this, we're starting again on the first inversion, and then we're going to go up to the second inversion. So fifth, root, third. It's just in this case it's going to be on the 10th fret, 10th fret, 9th fret, the one in the middle, and we're going to go up. And now we get to the first inversion, but on the 15th fret. So the 15th fret, and the 10th fret, and then the 7th fret. Okay? So now we're going to go up one more set of strings this way towards the floor. Whoops. This way towards the floor, and we're going to see that. So starting horizontally, starting here at the first in the root position, starting on the 8th fret. Then we go to the first inversion, starting on the 3rd, and then we go to the second inversion, starting on the 5th. So now we're here. Whoops, here, and I'm going to start. So I'm going to start in the 5th position, which resembles the E shape in caged thinking. So we go from the 5th, root, 3rd, and we're going to slide up to the root, which is going to be on the 10th fret. So we're going to go from the second inversion to the first inversion, and from the first inversion we can go to the from the root position we can go to the first inversion. Okay, so we're cycling through. Every time it's one after the other. Root, first position, root, first inversion, second inversion, first inversion, second inversion, root, second inversion, root, first position. Yes. Okay, and now we're one octave higher. So we started here. So that's kind of our G shape from caged land. But now, since we're in perfect fourths land, we just keep going with the same shapes. So here's the same shape here, the root position. So root, 3rd, 5th at our 5th fret, 4th fret, and 2nd fret. And now we're going to go to the 9th fret, 9, 7, 7. And we're going to go 12, 12, 11 to get our second inversion. So second inversion starting on the 5th, first inversion starting on the 3rd, and root position starting on the root. Okay? So kind of what I was talking about, and this is their outline. So we have the root position here starting on the 8th fret in the red color, and then the green color and is the first inversion, and then the blue color is the second inversion. So these three shapes, and you can practice them going horizontally this way. So root, 3rd, 5th, root, whoops. Yuck. Sorry about that. So anyway, like me, you can practice more, and then we can move up. Let's see if I do it. Yeah. So if we move up the neck, then we're starting. So instead of our root on the lowest string, we're going to go up to the first position on the lowest string, and we're going to still cycle through. So first inversion, second inversion, and root position. And then we're back to the first inversion. And so, and now here we are starting on the second inversion at the 15th fret. And then we do the root position, and we do the first inversion, and we can do the second inversion back up here. So this is how they fit across the neck. They go this way, and this way, and they all kind of interlock together. So yeah, so here's our root again. So we start here with the root, and we can find the same root up here on the 15th fret, and let's find the same root up here on the 5th fret down here, or the 17th fret up here. And that's something kind of useful to know. So when you have the root position here, and you want to go down one string set, you say, okay, so this is 5, 3, 1. I'm going to go 3, 1, 5, and then 1, 5, 1, 5, 3, and then 5, 3, 1. So it'll go back down. So it's always a pattern of 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5, all the way up, or backwards, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1. So here's our inversions one more time. So I changed key here for reasons I don't understand. So now this is showing in E flat, so a root on the 6th fret. So there you go, that way. So that's it. So it looks like a lot, but if you break it up into pieces, you just see it's 3 pieces over and over again. So it's a good way to practice with perfect fourths. So thanks for watching. This is a relatively short one. Hopefully you got something out of it. Take your time. Spend a long time just working through, spend more time than I have, just working through the shapes, and work with drone tracks. I've talked about that in the past. It's very useful to put on a drone track. There's lots of drone tracks on YouTube, or just pick a note, or you can even make your own track if you just go with the E, say, and then you play your different. And you just get used to the sound. You just get used to the sounds against your drone track. My goal here is just to show you the patterns, show you how they're easier to learn on perfect fourths, and then once you have these patterns in your fingers, then you can move on to the next lessons where someone's moving really fast and just blasting through triads. And now you can say, okay, well, I know triads in a few different ways, so now I can understand this lesson. So here are a couple of my books. So the first one is for transitioning from cage-based thinking to perfect fourths thinking, and the second one is all about triads. A good thick book I have somewhere over here. Need my visual aids. I'm going to start avalanche over here. So the Triads book is pretty thick. It's chock full of diagrams like this. What a disaster. Anyway, here it is. It's a good book. And it's been what I've been covering on the series. If you're patient, you can watch the whole series, or if you're impatient, you can get the book. Or if you like both, you can get both. So thanks a lot. This is my website. You can get a lot. I write a lot about guitars. I write about code. I write about how to code with AI. I make lots of stuff, lots of free things. Check it out. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.